I'm Farnoosh Torabi. You're watching Wall Street Confidential with, as always, Jim Cramer. Welcome, Jim.
You're welcome.
All right, Jim. Fire's not out yet,
right.
You're writing. And you have a strategy you think could work well, which is that we separate the good banks from the bad banks.
Right.
The government goes in and buys the bad paper. But how does this work for the investor? Why does the investor win in this scenario?
Well, I think that what you want is a private-public sector working together. If the big thing that everyone keeps saying is that the banks can't take the hit, all right, that the losses would be too great. Well, if you split the banks into good banks and bad banks, the good banks can get some money from the bad bank. The bad bank may be something that if every single bad bank is bought and the government can refinance the mortgages, then your house price depreciation is going to go away, which is ultimately what we want. So, I mean, I think that's better than the government just saying, okay, listen, here's our bid list if you want to throw some in. They can do both because the bad bank will be governed by the bid list. In other words, if the government says, okay, look, the vintage Southern California in 2005 is worth X, if it has this much home equity, whatever, but the bad bank would combine all of those, and the government could just look through and say, here's what we want to pay. Once we get that, then I think that private sector will say, well, listen, we want in too, because the government therefore benefits as the bad banks rally, and you can invest in the good bank or you can invest in the bad bank with the government, which is really a way out. And I don't want the details to bog down this. I mean, my problem is to take the depression off the table. And the depression is 30% unemployment, and a third of the banks failing. Or almost, you could have all the banks fail. And that's just catastrophic. And I hear so many people debating short selling, and I hear some people debating, well, hold on, wait a second, how did the homeowner, how do they fit in? Or what is the tax bill? FDR came in and he made a series of moves very quickly to try to make it so our country the financial system didn't collapse. It didn't get us out of the depression, but it did keep the collapse off the table. And we're in the same place. So you can debate the details all you want, or you can move and then solve the details. And we need to move and solve the details, because once you have this trust, then people want to buy the banks.
Do you think people...
You'd buy Citigroup, you'd buy Washington Mutual.
This is all makes sense to me, but at this point, do you think people are like the powers that be? Are they going to be considering these things, or are they just going to go ahead with what they've got on the table?
Well, I think that I just keep reading that the details matter. So, I mean, I'm trying to offer some details. Yeah. I don't think the policymakers. I think they're scared enough to take action. But if there's hearings, we're in a day-to-day situation with a financial situation now. Some of the big problems that I've been talking about are being taken off the table one by one. AIG taken off the table, Lehman taken off the table, Fannie and Freddie taken off the table. Citi no longer, because you have this plan. It's going to be great for Citi. Ford and GM are going to get their money. Washington Mutual wins under the plan. They can split into good, bad banks. So, I don't want to lose sight of the fact that we're probably closer to a bottom. But that doesn't mean we want to invest. And just remember, we want to solve the problems, but it doesn't make me want to invest more.
All right. We're going to talk about that in another video.
Okay.
Thanks very much, Jim. This is Wall Street Confidential. Stay tuned.